I guess some key things about actually making that a reality in terms of what you're looking to do in the marketplace. So the key here, obviously, is we want to go and maximize the opportunity to generate clients in the marketplace. So hopefully we are streaming live, but you are, if you're joining me on the Zooms here, good to see you, David. Nice to have you here. So we're going to have a bunch of people that are going to be jumping on here very shortly. Going to be answering some questions, going to be I guess going through some tactical things in terms of generating clients. So this is part of a new podcast series that I'm running. I'm actually running these live as I guess a series of trainings, and I just want to, I thought it'd be cool to invite a few people along to join me live on these live streams that I'm doing in relation to generating clients. So one of the things that we want to talk about is this concept of our door is always open to generating clients, right? And so if that door isn't open, and that sounds like a really strange thing, in terms of are our doors open, right? But many people out there are not very visible in the marketplace. G'day, Coffee, how you doing? Many people don't make themselves visible. To me, I just think this is like, if you're in business and you don't make yourself excessively visible to your marketplace, then you're kind of wasting your time being in business. At the end of the day, the big question I often ask people is, are you open for business, and are you accepting clients today? And if you are accepting clients, what's the thing that you're doing to maximize your opportunity to actually generate those clients? Because there's no point in saying, hey, I'm in business, if you're not actually banking money in your business. I mean, it's insane. I get so many people saying, yeah, I'm an agency, or yeah, I'm a freelancer. And I'll say, great, so how many clients did you bring on board in the last 60 days? And the response to that question is going to be zero in some cases. Now, if you go 60 days without bringing a client, you're not in business. You are not doing anything to acquire customers. Or if you are doing something, then there's something clearly not gelling with those people that you're approaching. And oftentimes I ask this question, who is looking at your offer today, right? Who actually has an offer in front of them that they can actively engage with you in the marketplace? And that's a really rudimentary question that I often ask, and I get really mixed responses on the answers to that question, right? Because for some people it's like, well, I don't have any offers out at the moment. Well, okay, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to generate any clients or revenue if you don't actually have an offer that is actively sitting in front of somebody to engage with, right? So I want to talk a little bit about the whole concept of offering. I want to talk a little bit about the concept of engaging, and talk a little bit about focus and clarity, because there's lots of people in this world that are talking about, let's go and get some clients and all that sort of stuff. And at the end of the day, it's the active participation of going through that process that opens the doors. So for some people, they struggle to get people's attention enough for, to get started into that conversation. And they're expecting kind of one thing to do all the heavy lifting for them, right? Without having knowledge, without having understanding of either the problem that you're solving, or if the person you're engaging actually has a problem that you have a solution to in terms of who you're offering. So that kind of takes a little bit of homework. But if I was hustling, if I was in the mode of, people saying, hey, John, I need a client today, I need to put some cash in bank today, then the question is, what would you do, right, if you if breathing is important to you, right, you would do anything possible to make sure that you're breathing both consciously and subconsciously, because you need air to survive, right? You're not going to last very long without surviving. So if clients, if actually actively engaging a client to pay you money, to actually give you money in your bank account, right, to actively engage, then if you treat that as if you were breathing, what would you do, right? Now, I'm going to open this to a little bit of dialogue, because we have a few people joining us here live in my Zoom chat. If you're in the live streams, if you go to businessunleashedlive.com, you'll be able to join me here in Zoom, and you'll be able to get some coaching or some support, or at least an unpacking of a strategy for you to be able to move forward and generate clients. So So the big thing is that if somebody said to me, John, you've got to go get some money today in bank, I've got to very quickly come up with an offer. I've got to look at a way where I can make some form of direct offer. I've got to have a conversation with somebody. They've got to, because I've basically got to make sure that I'm addressing something that they're interested in. And then I've got to literally ask them if this is something that's important to them, that we should go ahead and start working on this idea. So most of us focus on the wrong things. What we're focusing on is we're kind of focusing on the outcome rather than what causes the outcome, right? Why do we not have a paying customer right now, right? What is it that we are or aren't doing right now to enable us to accept a client to pay for what we have to offer as a service? And so that's the thing, and here's some of the answers. And some people, I'm happy to, if you want to type in the chats, if you have an answer to that question, right? Why are you not actively selling to a customer today? Why do you think? What is it that's actually stopping somebody from buying what you have to offer? That's the question that we're really asking here, right? So what is the process that we go to actively engage somebody who's interested in working with us? And so the thing is, what problem we solve, and we only want to solve one problem. We don't want to solve 10 problems. We want to go after one thing that we believe is going to make an impact or a difference. And so why would people want this thing? Why is it important for them to pay attention to it? Why is it something they need to have a discussion about it now? What is the relevance for what you do? Now, if we're looking at people who are looking to buy the things that you sell, there's a couple of different mindsets. There's about 3% of the market, and we're trawling and looking for this 3%. The 3% market, they're ready to, I've got this problem, I need somebody who can help me with this problem, and I need to buy it now. So you can show me that you can demonstrate to me, you can solve this problem for me, I'm ready to go, let's rock and roll, right? So there's about 3% of the market that is going, yeah, I want to do this, right? There is about 7% of the market who go, I've got this problem, I'm just not sure how to solve it, right? Or I've got some questions because I'm not sure what it's going to take to make this actually work, right? Whether you're doing lead generation or Facebook or AdWords, they go, look, we need help, right? We need to open the floodgates and get some leads in. We're kind of not sure, but we know we need to buy or we need to invest in getting some help. So about 7% of the market will, in the buying zone, right? They just need some help to answer the right questions to be able to help them to actually buy. And about 30%, so about 10% of the market are in the buying zone. 3%, I'm ready to go, right? 7%, I need to do something. I need to do this, but I just got questions. I need to clarify if this is the right thing we need to do. That's the 10% of the buying zone. 30%, so now we're into the 30%. 30% are starting to, if we prod or we make an opening offer, 30% of the market are in what I call the looking zone, or the learning zone, the looking and learning zone. So what the looking and learning zone means is they're trying to figure out what's the best solution, right? What do I need to know? What are the things that who is providing the service? What is perhaps a strategy or an idea? They're getting some clarity around, hey, we need to do something, but we've got to figure out this, what it is that we need to do. Why do we need to look at Facebook ads? Why do we need to look at AdWords campaigns? Why do we need to do email marketing? Right? Why do we need to do that? That's what we're there in that looking zone. That 30% will actually make a purchasing decision within 90 days to 120 days. Within 90 days to 120 days is roughly where they're going to make a decision, right? So that 30%, that's a big market. And what that 30% need is that 30% need indoctrination. They need to have their questions answered. They need to see what the opportunities are, right? They need to be able to be visible. So we need to create things that we can put in front of people. We've got to build our brand, our knowledge, and our understanding. We've got to let people know that we can solve this problem. And we've got to give people, we know what the problem is. We know how to articulate how to solve that problem. And this is your way of solving the problem. And this is why you believe this is the best way to get this done, right? So you've got to have your own philosophy, your own idea that you're sharing with the marketplace, right? And you do need to create some stuff where people can connect with those ideas. The best way to do that right now, probably the number one thing that people are engaging with is video, right? I found out, we did a session with a video marketing expert with our Consulting Champions members, and the video marketing expert said that 69% of people watch videos whilst they're in the bathroom, whilst they're sitting on the throne, right? Which is like, I'm sitting there going, first of all, in my head is like, that's so unhygienic, right? Taking a phone into a bathroom and, you know, doing your business on the throne. That was where my head was like, really? People are looking at their phones and watching videos whilst on the throne. And then the attention span whilst people are on the throne is about 3 to 5 minutes. Like, that's a long bathroom break. 3 to 5 minutes is about the attention span of what people watch. So video is a very powerful medium. So if you're answering questions, if you're going to answer questions of the market, I would actually create 3 to 5 minute videos that deal or address, here's the question, here's the problem that is the issue, or maybe a frequently asked question that people have about the thing that you deliver in the market, and create just a 3 minute, it could be just a screenshot to a keynote or a PowerPoint slide or a Google presentation. It could be you drawing a napkin drawing with an iPad, or if you're confident, just talk to the camera and speak to the idea. So all we're doing is we're answering questions. So you need to create some domain knowledge or understanding so you can demonstrate to people at least some level of understanding that you know how to solve that problem, and that they can see that you know what you're talking about, right? Because oftentimes they don't know what they don't know. And when you're doing these videos, one thing that I highly recommend people is don't get into the weeds, right, of explaining the whole process. You just want to keep it simple. What this is, here's the problem, what's going on with this problem, this is why it's important to solve this problem. And here's an idea of perhaps a framework, right? A very simple framework that solves that problem. And if you want to know more, then the best thing you do is have a chat to us. So every video that you do this with, you call to action. Now I'm giving you, I guess, some ideas on creating some tangible content that is relevant to helping people get to know you a little bit better, to kind of get to like you, get to trust you, to like the fact that, or to realize that you know what you're talking about, right? Because, and by the way, you don't need to do what I'm saying to go and get a client, but you're going to develop some of these things. If you're going to develop into, if you're going to put a business together, you're going to develop into a market, then you have to, right? You have to make sure that you're building your brand, right? You're building a connection to you so that you'll get referrals, you'll get people directing people to you, you'll get people looking for you. So you want to build that essence. That's something you want to build out to, right? You want to scale and build out to. If you look at all the very, very successful agencies, they build their brand. They're educators. They are letting people know how the problems can be solved in the marketplace. So it's really important from the value proposition that you have some value pieces that you can provide that is relevant to help a client understand that you know what you're talking about and that you can help them solve that problem, right? So those things are those are things that you need to develop. Those are not important as in the most primary thing you've got to do to go and get clients. I'm going to talk about that in a moment, but you've got to have, people have got to see that you know what you're talking about. People have got to have some resonance that there is a business here, that I'm not just talking to somebody who's off sitting in front of a computer and just saying, hey, I'm a business, and really you don't know what you're talking about, right? So you want to be very clear. So this is the thing, and talking about clarity, right? So there is a model that you can use just to give you perspective. The first thing you need to understand about what you do is you need to understand that you can deliver a result, right? If you're going to deliver a outcome or result, or somebody you hire who's an expert in delivering a result can deliver a result for a client. Those are that's the thing that you must have a conceptual grasp of. If you do not know how to deliver a result for a client, it's going to be very difficult for you to go and work for clients. You can't be ambiguous. You cannot be unclear. You've got to be very succinct. And there's a little a thing that's taken into consideration here, right? Because if you know that you can deliver a result, it means that you've got a level of certainty, right? It means that you can speak to what you do with a level of confidence. And if you don't have that confidence, people just are not going to buy. right? You're gonna dick around, right, playing in this game or in this pond without having conviction that what it is that you sell will actually have or get a result for a client, right? So this happens to all of us when we're kind of starting out because we're kind of learning. However, one thing that I do know in the agency business, digital marketing business, is that you learn on your clients' dime. Your clients are paying you to improve your experience. I want to just say that again. When you get a client on board and you're delivering a service, what you're doing, what they're paying you for is a delivery. But what you're actually getting is experience. You're getting better and better and better what you do because you're fine tuning, you're improving the process, the outcome, the deliverable to the clients. So the ultimate aim here is to go and get clients by hook or by crook, by win or fail, by just if you're just starting out, if you're a seasoned person right now, you want to build your domain knowledge by grabbing customers, by getting customers, right? And so the other concept I want to share is that most people have this idea of, I want to build a $100,000 a month business, or I want to build a 10K a month business, right? The only thing you really want to focus on, it's really the only one thing, is to just get to the next paying customer. That's it. Who is the person or the business that you're working with? Who is that? Who is the next paying customer? What have I got to do? What process am I going to follow to open the door to inviting the next paying customer? Not the next 5 customers, the next 20 customers, the next paying customer, the next person that's going to pay that invoice, hit that payment button for Stripe, give you the credit card over the phone, right? That is the only person or business that you need to focus on. Who is the next person, right? That's what we're trying to get to. So what does it take to get to that next person? Well, we need to be super clear about the problem we solve, right? That's clear. And we also need to be clear about the fact that we can deliver a result, right? Because if you're not clear about that, it's going to be very difficult to help somebody do what you are asking to do, and that's to pay you money for the service you provide. So those are 2 factors, right? You know what you're offering, you know what the problem that you solve, and you know how to get a result, right? So now we have a level of certainty. With a level of certainty, then we should be sharing that idea with as many people as possible. Hey, I know how to make this work. I know how to get 30 or 40 people a month to opt in or to book an appointment with you. I know how. I've got a system and a process that follows up all customers automatically and improve your conversion rates by 20 to 30%. I've got a system that allows you to communicate to your customers and run push notifications so that you get more sales, more event sales, more product sales, more customer engagement, right? I've got this thing that gets this result, right? So you can speak to and say, hey, we know if you do this thing, you can get this outcome. So the offer is, would you like to see how it works for you, right? Hey, I can do this thing. People have lots of questions around this. What I'd like to do is show you how it works for you. If you're interested in this thing, let's get on a call. Let's have a chat about it, right? Is this something that you might find useful? Our question, right? Hey, I've built this thing. It's a really cool idea, right? I've got this really simple Facebook ad strategy that is designed to qualify your prospect through Facebook and then have them book an appointment. Would that be useful to you? Is that something that you would find useful for your business? Would you like to see how it works, right? That is an offer to a market that talks about a positive end result that you're delivering to the market, right? That's a positive end result that you're sharing with the market, yeah? So at the end of the day, right, what is the positive result? If you're here with me live on the coaching, if you're watching this live streaming, jump into live coaching, because I can't see on the screen, unfortunately, I'm just here in the Zooms at the moment. If you jump in, just go to businessunleashedlive.com and you'll be able to jump in the Zoom call here and perhaps provide a little bit of coaching here. But I'd love to know, what is the end result that you can deliver to clients? If those of you are here, if you just want to type in the chat, right, what is the end result? Is it a money end result? Is it a number end result? Is it is it something that you've seen that if they apply this, they get this outcome? If you want to type in, what is the end result? Because this is a very powerful way, right, to articulate what a prospective customer is actually looking for. Johnny Odell says, booked jobs, right? So now think about it, right? That's a very broad statement. If they were booked jobs, Johnny, how much are those booked jobs worth, right? We can get more specific. So if we're talking about a booked job for your clients, Johnny, roughly how much the average customer spend on your client's booked job. If you want to type that in the chat, that'll give you an idea, and we can craft an offer out of that end result. If you've got an end result, if you're listening to me here in the chat, go to the chat, tell me what your end result is. Tell me what you deliver to a client. Let's tease out an offer. Let's get that offer to the market, and let's go make some sales. But if you are on here right now, you are here because you are interested in closing a client in the next 24 to 48 hours, right? So refrigeration, 8K to 12K, right? So you can say, right, we've got a system that is designed to book jobs that are worth $8,000 to $12,000. Would you like to see the system that is designed to book $8,000 to $12,000 jobs, right? So if you're here, by the way, there's a whole bunch of people here joining here. All of you should have an offer, right? If there was an offer you were going to make, what would be the offer? Let's tease this out. Let me help you out here and help you get a little bit more clearer, so you can use this offer to go and say, hey, what do you think? I've got this thing. Are you interested? Right? That's what we want to do, right? So get more profit by Facebook ads and generate appointments, right? So how much profit, Oscar? Let's be specific. $20,000 a month in profit, $100,000 a month in profit, $7,000 a month in profit. Let's get specific, because profit in and of itself, 1% profit, that's not a lot of profit. 50% profit, that's a lot of profit. 100% profit, that's a lot of profit, right? Let's get specific. I don't want more profit. I want revenue, cash, right? What is a client worth to your market? Let's use those numbers, right? If I can get you 30 opportunities, and those 30 opportunities turn into 4 or 5 customers that pay you $5,000. So for every 30 opportunities you're going to bank $20,000 worth of cash. Is that something that you're interested in? Whatever target market you've got, right? So if you've got an offer, for those of you who are joining me, and if you don't have an offer, then I'd highly recommend that you jump off this call and go do something else. You're wasting your time here, because this is about actually getting customers. So I'm looking at a whole bunch of people here who are joining me who are interested here to say, hey, let's get our next paying customer. If you want the next paying customer, you need to play along with me here and join me in this conversation. There's a chat thing here. And so if you've got an offer, tell me what your offer is. Tell me how much it's worth to a client. And let's tease out a very specific offer that you can go and make to the market and open the door to generating a client in the next 24 hours. Because I'm going to talk about where you're going to put this offer very quickly, right? So if you've got an offer, there's a whole bunch of people here. Review and reputation management. Okay, great. So the reason why we want to generate more reviews and reputation management, David, is because we want to actually improve our conversion rates. So the best way to get sales is to have clients recommend you to other customers. If I can improve the way, if I can increase the number of 10 to 20 recommendations of your product in the marketplace, that's going to dramatically improve your conversions. In fact, it may improve your conversions by up to 30%. So if we were getting specific about reviews and reputation management, what is the end result of reviews, right? And reputation. The more positive reviews, the more people describing the outcomes that are delivered, right? The higher the conversion rates. You're making it easy. So wouldn't it be great? So your direct offer, David, to a business is to sit there and say, hey, can I get more people to recommend your product to other people to buy them, to give you positive recommendations of how your product gets great results or is a fantastic product, so that you can dramatically improve the sales conversions for people who are interested in buying what your product is. That's stretching out the specificity of the offer that you're making, because most people don't even know what reputation management is. Most business owners you talk to have no idea what reputation management is. They have no idea, right? But they know what referrals are, they know what recommendations are. And so if we can dramatically improve recommendations, which we know can improve sales by up to 30%, and if your average sale is $1,000 and for every 10 customers you close 2 deals, that's an extra $2,000 just by having other people recommend what you do, right? And that's the sort of thing that I want to be looking at, right? So you can put tangible numbers. You can sit there and say, hey, our goal is to add 10 reviews a day, or 10 reviews a week, or 10 reviews a month that are positive recommendations to customers to refer your product to the marketplace. So we want to be able to share more and more of those recommendations, more and more of those positive reviews, so that you can attract and engage more customers who are looking for the product category you're offering. Is this something that you would find useful? Every e-commerce person on the market is going to say yes to that question, David, right? They're going to say yes to that question. So what is the outcome? Again, what is the outcome you're looking for, right? I've got something really cool for everybody. You can't buy this thing. It's not for buying. It is for free. I'm going to share it with you a little bit later, but it's it's a very specific thing. It's not for everyone, but the majority of people who are kind of serious will absolutely want this thing, right? But I know this because I know it works, right? So the thing is what is if we were to get specific, have a level of specificity, then we're going to get a much better offer out to the market. And the market is going to go, hey, that's something that I'm interested in. That's something, I like this outcome. Or that sounds a little bit different, right? The biggest problem is a lot of people who do email marketing, they're into the whole thing. Hey, running email campaigns is a great way to generate sales. And it is a great way to generate sales. And the majority of businesses don't run email marketing campaigns successfully, right? And there's a reason why they don't run them successfully, because there's no strategy behind it. But the thing is that what you're doing is automating sales. So what you should be talking about is, if we were to be able to automate your client sales, or if we were able to automate the process of engaging customers with a direct offer, and we were able to add 20 or 30% more revenue to your business by doing that, let's talk about the different things you can do in sales automation to leverage your opportunity to generate a lot more revenue than relying on the ones and twosies sales that you're doing right now. There's an offer for an email marketer, right? If I was a Facebook person, let me walk you through a very simple step-by-step proven path to maximizing the opportunity for a qualified appointment from the audience of people who are interested in your product or service category. If that's something you find useful, let's talk about that proven path to the outcome, right? If we had a plan to get 10 or 15 more jobs over and above what you're doing right now, and we know that 10 or 15 jobs is going to be worth $100,000 to $200,000 worth of revenue, I would imagine that you'd be interested or want to know more about that idea in the marketplace. So these are the things that you want to be taking into consideration of what you're delivering, right, to the market. So what is your offer? That's what I'm asking. 10 dental implant appointments, $200 per patient a month. That's a great offer, Oscar. Hey, can I introduce you to 10 people who are interested, who are qualified for implants for your practice? We specialize in just attracting and engaging implant patients. That's something that you'd like to engage more of in your dental practice. Let's show you our system to get 10 to 15 people a month who are keen to invest in dental implants. I would imagine as a dentist, that would be something that would be useful to you, to only talk to people who are interested in doing dental implants, right? It wouldn't be hard to convince a dentist to at least have a conversation to figure out what that might look like for them, right? That's a very direct offer to the marketplace. So one of the things is you want to be, the key is come up with an offer with an outcome. If you've got a strategy that's working right now, so for example, one of my champions has a Facebook ad campaign that is crushing it for training companies, like absolutely crushing it. They're getting like, I think they're getting over 100 applicants a day. Like, it's just freaking phenomenal, right? And this company is adding about $300,000 in sales every week, 300 grand every week. So they're getting roughly $1.2 million in sales just from this one campaign, one Facebook ad campaign every month, right? Now, all they have to do is, hey, would you like to, if we could reverse engineer the strategy we're using right now to generate $1.2 million worth of training program sales per month, is that something that might be useful for your training company? And they're only targeting training companies that can handle hundreds of applications a day. They're not targeting everybody. They're only targeting companies that can handle. And so it's really weird. That offer is an offer they're putting out to the market, and the hands are going up. Like, yeah, I want to see the reverse engineered strategy that's generating 100 applications a day, because it's a result, right? I have another person who does Facebook ads for the removal company, the removals market. And he's helped a client add $1 million worth of moves, $1 million worth of moving jobs in the last 6 months. And so the question is really simple. Hey, we've been able to generate over $1 million of moving jobs in the last 6 months using a key strategy that we repeat over and over and again. We rinse and repeat. Are you interested in seeing what we're doing to help a moving company just like you generate $1 million worth of booked cash revenue in moves for your business? Yes or no, right? Can we get to know each other? That is a direct offer to a direct outcome or result. If you've got a case study, if you've got a result, it doesn't have to be a huge case study in what I've just shared with you, but even if you're sitting, so for example, one of our champions ran a campaign where they were able to get a car dealer, roughly, I think they were getting about 70, right, people inquiring about the cars that they had on their lot. 70 people a week, right? So this is, what's that, 280 people a month. In 280 people a month, the Facebook ad campaign is about $3,000 a month in ad spend, so it's not a lot of ad spend, but they're getting 70 people a week inquiring about the cars on the lots. Right now, they're going to other car lot dealers, right, and saying, hey, we've got a campaign right now that gets 240 people inquiring about cars that are ready to be sold on the lot. Would you like to see how we're running that campaign? Are you interested? Yes or no, right? End result. If you've got an end result, then talk about the end result. Now, if you don't have an end result, you can take a leaf out of the other book, and that is to reverse engineer a result. If we had a proven path to getting the outcome that you're looking for, you would want to know what that proven path looks like. You want to save money, get it right, and have it working for you. You don't want to waste time testing the market. You want to see a proven offer that is already converting. Now, if you want to know about proven offers that are already converting, guess what? Right? You can Google proven offers already converting in markets. You can go to Groupon.com, you can go to Mailer.com, you can see all the offers that are already converting, selling in most markets. And you can go, great, I'm going to pick the best 3 offers, go to the market and say, listen, do you want to see how the best 3 offers in the market are converting sales right now, following a proven path in a campaign to get the outcome? Yes or no? You can do, if you can go to the market with a result, even though it's not your result, right? You're not saying that you got this result. You're saying this is already working. I've reverse engineered the process, right? I can show you the proven pathway to getting that. So right now, there might be a problem. I'm going to describe this to you really easily as a strategy. So for example, one of the challenges that roofers have, right, is that they buy lots of leads, and those leads they tend to be very crappy. Or they're on Home Advisor, and it'll cost them about $800 to get an appointment off Home Advisor. Like, they will spend so much money. So to get an appointment, they're roughly spending about $800 per appointment, right? So 10 appointments, that's $8,000 for roofing appointments off Home Advisor. $800. That's a lot of money to be spending on appointment. So if your conversion rate is 10%, let's give them a better conversion rate. If your conversion rate is $20,000, right? So 20%, we go use 20%, and let's say your average sales 15 grand, so 30 grand, 2 sales, right? So your conversion rate for every 10 clients. So you're spending $8,000, right, to make $30,000. You're only breaking even as a roofer. If you can only convert 20%, right, you're just breaking even on 2 sales out of Home Advisor, paying $800. That's $8,000 in sales. If your gross profit is 30%, right, and you generated 30 grand, well, you've only made about $1 grand or $2 grand in gross profit out of the ads at a Home Advisor. Now, I know that I can get an appointment for a roofer, right, for less than a quarter of that. I could get a roofer an appointment for anywhere between $120 and $200. So if I went to a roofer and said, listen, right now you're probably paying, the average roofer is paying about $800 for an appointment with Home Advisor. What if I could guarantee you appointments at $200 a pop? And so instead of paying $8,000, you're going to pay $2,000 for 10 appointments. And at $2,000, and you're closing 2 deals, you're now making $8,000 gross profit as opposed to making $2,000 gross profit. So you're 4xing return on investment based on the strategy, right? So if I know that I can do that, and I can say, well, let me reverse engineer how we make an appointment and how we manage the process and make it easy for you to actually close your 20%, right? So if we got you 10 opportunities, you're going to make 30 grand. If we got you 20 opportunities, you're going to make 60 grand. If we got you 30 opportunities, you're going to make 120 grand, right? And if we do that every single month, that's $1.2 million worth of revenue over the course of the year. And if we kept doing that for the next 3 years, that's $3.6 million worth of revenue if you only had a close rate of 20%. at 200 bucks a pop on sale, right? So understand that by articulating and extracting the idea, that makes it very compelling for somebody to go, I want to do business with you, right? So one thing that you want to think of in your offer is think of the end result, right? What's the outcome? And then focus on that. Is this something that might be useful to you? That's a question. Hey, we've developed a strategy, a process designed to go to this outcome. Is this something that will be useful to you? Would you like to know a little bit more? Just reply, yes, I'm happy to share this with you if you're interested, yes or no, right? In that process. So understand, right, that without an offer, it's going to be very hard for you to go and get a client. So there's 4 things that are going to stop you from making money, right? There's 4 things. The first thing is distractions and drama. Distractions, bright and shiny objects, and drama, those are the things that create problems, right? Those are the things that create problems. Distraction, drama, bright and shiny objects. If you're not answering this question, who am I actively engaging today to help to buy my service? If you don't have an answer to that question, you are not in business, right? So instead of the distraction and the news and the emails and seeing somebody's funnel and learning a whole bunch of stuff, stop doing that for a moment, right? We've got to get really focused, right? The second distraction is getting organized, right? So what people do is they get organized. They move stuff from one side of the table to the other side of the table. They clean their desk, they get organized. And before you know it, lunch is there and 4 hours is gone and you've been very organized. You've been getting organized, but you haven't actually actively engaged the customer or done anything about it, right? The third thing is people tend to do is, oh, I'm just going to go get some more leads. I'm going to make some more connections, some LinkedIn connections. And they think that is going to make a difference to generating sales and revenue, right? But, you know, that opens a door, but that doesn't make money today. That makes money next week, next month, next year, right? So what you need to do is to make an appointment now, right? That's what you need to focus on. What have I got to do to get an appointment right now, right? What am I going to do to get an appointment in the next half an hour? What am I going to do to get an appointment when I get off this call after listening to John for a few minutes talking about making an offer, right? So for me, that's what you want to be focusing on, right? What you focus on most, if you want to generate a client, you've got to have a conversation. So you've got to offer that conversation. You've got to offer that value proposition to say, hey, I've got an idea. This is what it does. It gets this result. I'm just trying to show people exactly how to get the result. Are you interested in this result, in this outcome? Yes or no? That's as easy as the offer gets. Hey, just talking to people just like you. I showed this to 4 people. They loved it. Maybe you're interested too, right? Is this something that you might find useful? Make a direct offer to the market. Oscar's saying, hey, John, I generate 200 leads in 60 days for an orthodontist. 5K patient value equals 2 million in practice opportunities. How can I convert this in an offer to other orthodontists? They close 7 cases and make 35K. So just say, hey, I've got a simple strategy. It's going to give you 200 opportunities. It turns into $35,000 in closed cases. Are you interested in seeing what that looks like? There's your offer, right? That's the strategy. If that's the outcome, say, look, this is the deal, right? There's the opportunity, but here's what we can do right now. Is this something that you find useful? Can you handle an extra 35K in your bank account? That's a direct offer, right? So my question to you, and this is a rhetorical one, or you can answer the question in the chat, is knowing what I know now, what would I do to go get an appointment? Forget about a tactical or a strategy, but if you know, knowing what you know, right, what would you do if your life depended on it to go get an appointment now, right? What would you do if your life depended on it to go get an appointment now? And you'll find that you already have the answer you need to go and open the door to your next customer, right? That's the thing that you want to be doing, okay? So I'm happy to answer some questions. If you want me to craft an offer, I'll craft an offer for you here in the group so that you can get out there and make some offers. My thing would always be, the way that I would go is I'm always looking the low-hanging fruit. So anybody you've spoken to in the past, anybody you made an offer to in the past, you can say, hey, how are you going? You need some help with this. You can ask direct questions. Hey, do you need help with this outcome? Do you need help with redoing a new website? Do you need help with getting 4 or 5 extra clients a week? Do you need help with getting Facebook ads working for you? Because we know that most Facebook campaigns suck, right? Do you help in converting leads right now? Do you need help? Ask people if they need help, right? Start with your familiar list, friends, family, associates, and colleagues. That's the fastest way to go and get clients. Ask for referrals. It's another way. Hey, who do you know who would like to see this? And now you can draw a solution or an outcome for your prospective customer in the marketplace, right? Those are the sorts of things that I'd be doing. The goal would be to set 2 appointments per day. If we're right now, we're Tuesday in the US, it's Wednesday where I am. Between now and Friday, 6 appointments, 6 people that I'm going to share or teach or show what I do. And what you're going to do is you're going to ask this really quick, simple question at the end of it. It's a really simple question. If you show people what you do, ask them the question, say, hey, do you think this is a good idea? And I go, yeah, this is a great idea. Do you think this is something that you should be doing right now? Or is it something you want to put off? Do you know, if you could get the customers, get the result, get the outcome, do you think is this something that you should be doing right now? Or you should just forget about it? Oh, no, this is great. We need to be doing this right now. Great. So I've got a question for you. You can do all this yourself, get somebody in-house to learn how to do this, or is it okay if I show you how my team can set this up for you and get it going? Are you interested? That's the offer you want to make. It's a pretty simple pitch, right? It's a 50-50 pitch, but you show people what the outcome is and say, hey, what do you think about this idea? Do you think it's a cool idea or a bad idea? They go, I love this idea. Great. So do you think this is something you should do now? If you do this now and get that result now, would that be something you want to do now? Or is it something you want to put off later and not bother, right? You don't want that, 3 clients, 10 clients, X revenue. You don't want that. Oh, no, we want that. Great. So you've got a choice. If you want that and you want this and you think it's a good idea, right? And thinking it's a good idea to do now, you can either do all this that I've just shared with you, figure it all out for yourself, right? Or would you like to see what it looks like to work with my team? My team can set this up for you, have it up and running, and we can go rock and roll. What would you like to do? And they're going to say, in most cases, in the majority of cases, they're going to say, hey, what's it look like to have your team set this up for us? And you're going to put yourself into a sales situation where you're going to be asking for money, right, in that process. That's as easy as it gets, right? Craft an offer, put it in front of people that it may benefit, right? So you know who would benefit out of this, right? It doesn't, if you've got a niche, that's awesome. If you don't have a niche, it doesn't matter, right? You let the niche find you. What types of businesses will benefit? Are they businesses in your local market? Then show business in your local market. But if you have a connection, if you've got Facebook groups, you've got people in business, if there's a question you can ask, hey, does anybody need help with this? Does anybody would like to see this strategy that gets this outcome? Is that something that might be useful, yes or no? You can all make that offer today. You can all make that offer today in the marketplace, right? In terms of what you do. Rajesh has asked me, how can we go into the market with things not related to leads, like mobile marketing? Well, how are mobile marketing not related to leads? Mobile marketing is very related to leads because you're going to get people to download the app if it's an app, right? If you're mobile marketing, if you're running ads to mobile, that's very relevant to generating leads. If you're doing things like opening the door to mobile apps for push notifications, that's very open to generating leads in the marketplace. That's very directly related to revenue opportunities or sales opportunities in the market. So those are the things, those are the sorts of things that are easily offerable, and where mobile is powerful. And by the way, the majority of companies don't have mobile strategy right now. The most powerful device on the planet is this device. That's the most powerful device on the planet right now. Right? That device is the most powerful planet. My question I often ask people in business, what's your strategy right now to put your business in front of the most powerful device on the planet? Do you have a strategy that is putting your face, your business, your offer in front of people right now? Yes or no? And the majority of people will say no. Well, would you like to work on a strategy to make that a reality, to help you do that as an outcome for your business, right? Because most people aren't focusing on where their market is at right now, right? That's the question right now. Where is the market at, right? Where's your market at right now in terms of mobile, if you're looking at mobile meeting, right? So understand that you've got things that are tangibly relevant to your market, and you need to be sharing that with people. If you know how to solve that problem, ask people, would you like to see how you solve that problem? Because I'll tell you right now that 90% of most Facebook ads are unoptimized. And if I was running Facebook ads, if you want Facebook ad clients, it's really simple. Just go and approach every company that's running Facebook ads right now, right? And sit there and say, hey, I know 80% of campaigns are unoptimized, and you're probably burning through 75% of your ad cash, not getting the result you're looking for. So would it be worthwhile at least fixing that thing, spending less money acquiring customers and getting a better result? Would that be something that might be helpful, useful to you, right? then open the door to saying, hey, let's have a look at what's going on. I'll guarantee you in most cases, you're going to find the anomaly. You'll find most campaigns or ad campaigns are totally unoptimized. Most Google AdWords campaigns are totally unoptimized. Right? I know this because I work with people who audit ads, and 70 to 80% of the campaigns that they look at are totally unoptimized. They're wasting money hand over fist with an ineffective strategy or campaign. If you're doing AdWords right now, just go to pick local market, pick business, and any company that is running a Google ad to a homepage, you can actually safely say that you can connect with that company and say, listen, right now, I know you're running an ad to your homepage. You're wasting dollars because there's no call to action on that homepage. So whoever's running this campaign has unoptimized the campaign. That campaign is costing you money right now. It's probably costing you 75% of your ad budget. So I would imagine if it's costing you 75% of your ad budget, you'd want to kind of fix that real quick. So, hey, I'm the ad whisperer. I go and fix these problems and optimize the campaigns for businesses like you. Can at least just have a chat about making sure that you're optimizing your campaign effectively, right? There's an offer that you can make to AdWords people. There's an offer you can make to Facebook people. There's an offer you can make to Instagram ad people. There's an offer you can make to LinkedIn ad people. Anybody running ads right now, right? Most ad campaigns I know from experience and from the people I talk to are unoptimized. Every ad can be improved. Every campaign can be tweaked, right? And most of it boils down to the number one reason why ads don't work is the strategy's wrong. And the number two reason it doesn't work is the setup, the optimization is wrong. How the campaign is actually set up is wrong. Those are the two things going to lead to poor results in ads, right? You know, Henry Ford used to run around and say, hey, advertising is the most powerful thing on the planet. I just wish I could figure out which 50% of my ad budget works, right? That's what he used to walk around saying. I could just figure out which half of my ad campaigns work. It's a game changer, right? But if I didn't spend 100% of the budget, I wouldn't be getting that 50%. Yeah. So understand that most campaigns and most things that people do are unoptimized in the marketplace. So I'd love to know if anything that I've shared is useful to you here. If you are interested, what I'm doing right now for a lot of people, what I'm doing right now, you'll probably see my screen here. There's a QR code, right? Or you don't have to use a QR code, but if you've got a mobile phone, you can scan the QR code, and that's going to give you direct access to my calendar. And I'm actually working with people right now to devise a game plan for 3 to 5 clients. So 3 to 5 clients in the next 45 days, that's the goal. Now, please do not jump on this thing if you are not going to take on 3 to 5 clients. If you're not serious about taking on 3 to 5 clients, you don't need to do this. This is not for you. But if you're really, really serious, right, and say, hey, John, I really want to freaking nail this and get 3 to 5 clients, then you can hop on, right, just either scan this or go to gameplanunleashed.com. You can book some time in my calendar personally, right? For those of you who are not my clients, this is not for you. For those of you who are clients, it's not for you. Those of you who are not my clients, so those of you who are really keen and serious to see what I do to focus on a 3 to 5, that's adding $100,000 to $150,000 in revenue in the next 45 days. That's the goal. That's annualized revenue, right? That we want to add to the business in 45 days. That's the goal. But you need to, if you're serious, right, and you're going to follow the game plan, the idea is if you do this game plan, you literally have to execute on it every day. There's no point in doing this game plan. There's no point in doing this. But if you do this, this will be like a regular way that you can generate clients forevermore, right? So if you're serious, what I want to do is I want to craft a offer for you, a compelling offer. I want to target an audience. We're going to go and actually find a list of people or a target audience. We're going to look at 3 different avenues to go and get this offer to the marketplace. And then we're going to go through a follow-through strategy to get those people to sit down with you, make an appointment, and close the sale. I'm going to walk you through the process, what you've got to say, and how you're going to say it. So this is as good as it gets. So for those of you, there's a whole bunch of people here listening to me. If you scan this, it'll take you directly to my calendar on your mobile. If you haven't got your mobile, just go to gameplanunleashed.com and you can go and book some time on my calendar. I've opened my calendar up over the next 3 or 4 days because I'm doing sale plans right now for my champions. And that's what I'm doing right now to make sure they're focusing on their trajectories. If you want the same thing, then book this time with me. Either scan it or go to gameplanunleashed.com. You'll be able to jump on my calendar, and we're going to do 3 things. We're going to craft the offer, right? We're going to then go and get a client list. We're going to go and get, we're going to look at 3 different avenues of getting people who are interested in the offer. And then we're going to look at a follow-through strategy and a structure to engage to maximize the opportunity to convert those opportunities into sales. So, if you're interested, please do that. By the way, it is not for everyone. Like if you're not ready to handle 3 to 5 clients, then don't do it. It's not going to work for you. You need ready to actually put cash in bank. You need to accept money. So if you're ready to accept money and clients in the next 45 days, 3 to 5 is the goal, and you want to go with a bull out of the gate to get these 3 to 5 clients on board, right, then I will actually give you a direct game plan to do this. So if you go to gameplanunleashed.com, that'll give you access. If you've got a phone right now, you can literally scan that QR code, open it up, it'll take you straight there. You can grab some time in my calendar. I have opened my calendar up for the next few days to do this. And like I said, this isn't for everybody. It's only for people who are ready to actually take the action, right? It's only for people who are ready to take the action. That's it. Now, if you're already working with me, you don't need to do this. Right? We're actually going to be running this plan in our coaching over the next couple of weeks. But if you're not working with me and you want this, then and you want this from me, and I'm going to give you a proven path to go to add between $100,000 to $150,000 in revenue. If you sell the way I show you to sell, then you're going to generate clients. So I'm happy to answer any questions. If you've got any questions, just type it in the chat. If you've got some questions, feel free. We've got a few people. Let me just open. With ads. Oftentimes are either in-house people because the in-house people aren't trained properly and manage the campaigns for them. Rajesh, mate, only if you actually can cash in the next 3 to, if you can answer is yes. Is yes. If you've got, so if you've got any questions about what I've shared, if you've got any takeaways about what I've shared, feel free to respond. Keep an eye out for some trainings that I'm doing around client engagement and niche marketing and all that sort of stuff. But if you are interested, if you've got a question, please ask the question. Otherwise, I'm going to say thank you. If you haven't already, go and scan that code or go to gameplanunleashed.com and book a time on my calendar. And nobody else has any questions. This is all very good. I want to thank you for being here. I hope you picked up some ideas and some strategies. Group because in that feedback, if you actually apply this and go on and get a result, in the people who I'm working with right now, I want to say thank you. I might go to swim in the ocean. So I want to say thank you. For those, if you want to quickly just grab a new code, plan, you go to gameplanunleashed.com, you have books of time. So the game plan is we're going to craft an offer. We're going to get a list of people to go and put that off in front of. what you've got to do is you've got to follow through and execute. The goal is to get 3 to 5 paying customers. In clients, and that revenue is